Santa Claus has been left unchecked for too long, and in this video, I'm gonna prove it to you using facts and logic. A few months ago, I was at the grocery store buying stuff for Halloween. I bought some candy, some decorations, and then moseyed on over to the next aisle where I saw it. A giant, inflatable Santa surrounded by chocolates, reindeer, and all manner of Christmas decor. What the actual freaking heck? It's the middle of October, why are we selling Christmas decorations already? Who's buying this stuff 2 months early? At that moment, I realized something. Santa was encroaching upon all the other holidays, snatching away more and more time for himself, and soon he'd overtake Halloween entirely. What was next? Easter? St. Patrick's Day? International Talk Like a Pirate Day? No, something had to be done. Santa needed to be stopped. They already took Club Penguin from me. I'd never survive without International Talk Like a Pirate Day. Only then did I see that overly priced plastic effigy for what it really was. An unholy idol to be worshipped by the masses, slowly brainwashing the populace until it's too late, and Santa is too powerful. That's why I've developed the Santa Danger Scale, or the SDS for short. It's a visual aid meant to help illustrate my point that Santa is a threat, and something needs to be done about him before he does something about us. Now, if you're skeptical, allow me to break it down for you. Here's what we know about Mr. Claus, if that even is his real name. Firstly, he's capable of traveling mind-boggling speeds. He visits every household in the world over the course of a single night, stops at each one, climbs down their chimney, eats their food, and leaves mysterious parcels for the inhabitants before disappearing. This requires not only the ability to fly and telepathically control animals, but also incredible speed, stealth, hyper-intelligence for determining how and where to travel, accounting for time zones, strength for carrying presents around while climbing up and down chimneys, and a number of other supernatural abilities. The G-forces one would experience traveling at that altitude for that amount of time at those speeds would be impossible to survive for the average human being. That means Santa is either incredibly physically durable or possibly invulnerable. I'd lean toward the latter, considering some amount of people likely keep their fires going overnight, and this doesn't seem to deter Santa whatsoever, meaning he's also immune to fire. Additionally, Santa is capable of memory alteration and manipulation. Did you ever, as a child, stay up all night waiting for Santa? Hiding around corners, searching for the faintest trace that he was ever there? Well, I did, and so did my friends, and so do children all across the world, and yet, nobody's ever seen him. Why? Can he turn himself invisible? Possibly, but if that were the case, he would still make noise and could be tracked on an infrared or thermal camera, assuming he produces a heat signature. What's more likely? We have seen him. All of us. He's simply wiping our memories so we forget we ever laid eyes on him. Why do you think everyone has the same image of Santa Claus in the back of their mind? Socio-cultural customs and propaganda? Pah, humbug. Don't make me laugh. It's because he lurks in the cracks of your memory, the deepest shadows of your mind, waiting to be unleashed. Waiting to control you. Lastly, and certainly most dangerously, clairvoyance. He sees you when you're sleeping. He knows when you're awake. He knows where you live, he knows your name, and he knows whether you've been naughty or nice throughout the course of the whole year. He also knows this about every other person on the entire planet. If you thought George Orwell's 1984 was scary, welcome to 2024. Santa Claus has access to seemingly infinite amounts of coal, highly combustible rock, and a small army of likely enslaved elves, which is concerning, but somehow still the least of our troubles. Having listed his powers and expendable resources, it's obvious Santa is a serious threat and is among one of the most powerful beings in the multiverse. His SDS readings are rising steadily as we speak, but we've yet to address one very important question. What is Santa? We assume he's flesh and blood like the rest of us, but have you ever seen Santa bleed? Didn't think so. One possibility is that he's still mortal. Maybe he got into a freak accident that gave him superpowers. Maybe he's a government test subject gone rogue. Maybe he was mortal at some point and through a series of tasks and trials ascended to godhood. Steering in the other direction, a cryptid, specter, or form of aberration is possible. Although he only comes out at night, he can't be a vampire because some people don't have chimneys and therefore wouldn't be inviting him into their homes, yet they receive receive presents anyway. In fact, his trademark rosy cheeks suggest some semblance of life below the surface, so any form of undead is likely off the table. I wouldn't count him angelic or demonic either. If he were a biblically accurate angel, he'd look like this. And if he were a demon, I don't think they'd let him star in so many Coca-Cola commercials. Now, we can speculate all we want, but the truth is, we may never know for sure what Santa is. My best guess is that he's an eldritch horror released on our planet to serve as some twisted divine retribution for humanity's hubris. After all, Santa Claus as we know him in the modern day didn't take form until after the Industrial Revolution, so he might be some kind of dormant god we awoke by invoking the spirit of capitalism, which, again, would explain the Coca-Cola ads. Santa Claus is known to the SCP Foundation as SCP-4255, and while their information isn't quite as up-to-date as mine, they got most of it right. SCP-4255 is obviously Keter class because there's no way to contain Santa Claus or prevent him from traveling the world delivering presents on Christmas Eve. If you still don't think Santa is dangerous, there's no need to take my word for it, just listen to the SCP Foundation. After 12 o'clock UTC, December 25th, social media to be tracked for any images of or accounts with SCP-4255, and conspiracy theories are to be labeled as hoax or erased, with the publishers being located treated to Class A amnestics. Don't worry about that. I'm sure I'll be fine. So, Dormant God, Eldritch Horror, SCP-4255? Take your pick. Either way, that's gonna score him a few more points. With all that information taken into account, looking at the SDS, it's obvious. Santa Claus is currently the #1 threat to humanity's survival. Sure, he's benign. For now. But what happens when he changes his mind? When he decides humanity is no longer worthy to roam the earth? We must ask the question, what's our contingency plan? How can Santa be taken care of? Well, after minutes and minutes of extensive research, I've come up with a foolproof scheme to exterminate this threat once and for all. What is it? Surface-to-air missiles. Nah, I'm kidding. That was just to throw off the FBI, CIA, and NSA. They're always on my tail. The real answer is poison. On Christmas Eve, Santa Claus eats billions of cookies and drinks billions of glasses of milk within the span of hours, meaning his metabolism is unlike anything we've ever seen. With a metabolism as fast as his, surely he must rely on a constant stream of calories to keep himself going. So not only does he ingest our cookies in the blink of an eye, but he physically cannot survive without them. Which means if we were to, say, change the recipe, we could get rid of Santa Claus in the matter of a single night. Everyone's got some bleach, rat poison, Tide Pods kicking around. When the time comes, you know what to do. And I'm sure this plan will absolutely work, and definitely no negative effects will ever come of doing this. Uh-oh. That's a bad sign.